So judges started the game for this year. Been part of the program the last 3 years. Redshirt, of course, 2 years ago. Played a lot of redshirt last year. He's going to graduate this spring with a degree in business. His GPA is 3.5. And school next year to get a degree in business marketing. Please give it up for Mr. President. Finally, I'd like to say one more word about these guys. Right now, I'm the best seat in the school district. We won 21 last year. We won 46 games last 2 years. Last 2 years, Can tell you all I'm honored to be your coach.
Excited now. I thought they only played twice. Wow. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm going to keep my cookies down. Appreciate that. I don't know about you, but for me, food is a way to my heart. Someone brings me food, I'm just the happiest person on the planet.
And we welcome you back to the Coyotes Center. Now we get ready for the boys' action. It's the Chandler Gilbert men about to run and gun against Eastern Arizona. And Matt, this one, a big one for Chandler Gilbert. They hiccuped on the road Wednesday night, losing to Phoenix College, a team that entered that contest with only 2 wins. So now Chandler Gilbert deadlocked with Pima Community College for the top seed in Region 1 at 17-3. The Coyotes do have the tiebreaker over Pima. They have defeated Pima 2 out of 3 times this season. Coyotes have got Eastern Arizona. Then they wrap up at Yavapai on Tuesday. The Aztecs today are taking on South Mountain. That tip-off, just like here, about to start at any moment. And then, of course, they have to travel to Eastern Arizona. And that's a run-and-gun contest. The Eastern Arizona team, they come in, and they are good. They are exceptionally good, just like the women's program. 15-2 to lead the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. 22-6 overall. And this one, Coyotes will play without arguably their best player in Andre Harris, who has to serve a 2-game suspension for getting booted out of the game against Phoenix College on Wednesday night.
Yeah, look, losing never puts you in a better position, right? And this loss against Phoenix College on the road definitely didn't help their case. They're already in a great position, but they're still in a good position. You've mentioned that with Pima College having won out twice out of the 3 times they've played. They're still in a good position. What they need to do today is take care of business, play the Coyote way, and win this game. And you know what? It is tough not having Andre Harris on the court tonight. And that's something they're going to have to overcome. They're going to have to work together. But luckily, we've seen it happen during this game. We've seen them work and push through adversity on the court. We've seen them play together, and when one Coyote is down, the others step up to the competition and make it work. They make it happen, and they play well together and put points on the board and help them win. So looking forward to this game still. This is still a great game. 2 excellent teams. Eastern Arizona, a large in stature team, and the number 1 in the conference in the Division 1. Chandler Gilbert also right behind them at that number 2, number 1 spot in their division. And it'll be very interesting to see how these 2 teams match up.
So this Eastern Arizona team, they're led by one of the best players in the conference and 17-point scorer, Rayshawn Seamster, 14-point scorer, Terrence Warren. This squad is deep. They are talented, and they are ready to come in here and knock off the Coyotes and hand the Coyotes their first home loss of the season. The Coyotes on home court have been unstoppable, 17-0. Of course, no Andre Harris. Coyotes are putting up 85 points, shooting 49%, 36% from 3, 70% from the line, 44 rebounds, 14 assists. No Andre Harris. So their starting lineup today is going to be Justin Fisher, putting up 10, 5, and 3. Jumping Joe Brazier, 2, 1, and 1. Will Coates, putting up 9, 5, and adding 3 assists. Jakob Lloyd, the sophomore, putting up 8, 4, and 1, and Parker Larson will get the start in the middle. So Steve Silsby going to Parker Larson, adding some size down in the post at 6'7". Of course, Eastern Arizona, they're long, they're lengthy, they're athletic. And this is a Chandler Gilbert team that now has its back up the collective wall, per se, against this Eastern Arizona team that is going to be the top seed in their side of the Division I region. As we look at it, they are 15-2, the best mark in that division. Then it's Arizona Western at 12-6, Cochise at 10-6. Then you got Yavapai at 4-12. So a tremendous drop-off from the top of that region all the way down. And for Chandler Gilbert, no Andre Harris, but they'll have to play on, and the stakes are high. They win out, and Pima wins out. Chandler Gilbert gets home court advantage throughout the playoffs. If they have the same conference record when it's all said and done, Chandler Gilbert gets home court throughout the playoffs. Both teams, 2 games left They both have to face Eastern Arizona, so no easy road for either team. Chandler Gilbert, Eastern Arizona today, at Yavapai Tuesday. Pima taking on South Mountain, and then we'll have to travel to Eastern Arizona. So both teams have to face this Gila Monsters team that is ridiculously good, and they can dismantle you in a variety of ways. And offensively, you look at their team from Rayshawn Seamster, and this team is coming off last week's win over Arizona Western 65-63, so they're fully rested. That was last Saturday. Seamster with 19 and 12, Lee Rickwood Pitt with 12, Terrence Warren with 11, Warren putting up 14, 3 and 2, Acock Bashar putting up 9, 4 and 1, Anton Bonke 9 and 5, fifth in field goal percentage at 58%, and Dallin Morgan putting up 9 and 5. This is a very deep team. They're visiting, and they're decked out in their gold uniforms with the purple striping. Gila Monsters are led by head coach Cameron Turner. Used to be the women's coach, now is taking over the men's program. Gila Monsters average 82 points, so we're looking at two of the best scoring teams in the league. Chandler Gilbert putting up 85, Gila Monsters putting up 82. We're also looking at two of the better defensive teams in the conference as well. Chandler Gilbert allowing only 65, Gila Monsters allowing 69. So something's got to give, and this is going to come down to sure will. And for the Coyotes, they are a man down. But this team is good. Coyotes are very good, and they've got the personnel to beat Eastern Arizona. The question is the belief and the determination to get it done.
Absolutely. Yeah, both absolute monsters of teams with great stats, great players, and great team chemistry. We've seen that from both teams on the road and here at home. The interesting part, Coyotes have the home advantage. Take that advantage. Play and defend the home court that you've done so well, keeping the record clean and maintaining your undefeated record here at home. And to Parker Larson, filling in the shoes for Andre Harris, who's typically starting in that position. Here's your moment to shine. Play like you got it all on the line and give us a show.
Coyotes split a pair against Eastern Arizona last year, winning 70-65 at home and losing on the road 68-61. We kind of talked about the starting lineups for Chandler Gilbert on the other side. It's going to be number 2, Noah Ogole. Make that number 1, Noah Ogole. Number 2, Rayshawn Seamster. Number 11, Acock Mashar. Number 20, Dallin Morgan. Long, 6'9" body. Acock Mashar, he's 6'7". Rayshawn Seamster, 6'7". And then, of course, Lee Rickwood Pitt at 6'10". So big frames, big bodies, big length on the perimeter.
Absolutely, and we talked about this before in the girls' game, Joe. These are big boys on both teams, but Eastern Arizona packing some great height, some great size, and we'll see how that plays out against the Coyotes.
Damien Gonzalez, Marcus Hicks, and Russ Davis, your referees for tonight's contest. And this is going to be a great one. You and I, we all thought that this would be the matchup for the regular season title. Eastern Arizona has locked that up. It's their first conference title since 2007. A team that has the ability to make noise on the national tournament when and if they can take care of business on the home court. They will be the top seed in their region. And for Chandler Gilbert, this is a gut check for them. We saw them beat a very stingy Mesa team earlier this year on home court without Andre Harris. And now the task gets even bigger as they take on a Eastern Arizona team that knows how to win in a variety of environments. They're 9-2 away from the arena.
And you heard Coach Steve in the earlier pre-game senior night, or I guess not senior night, but recognition of their more senior players. They're hungry. They want to win. They want to go to the championship, and they want to win it all. So we hope to see that hunger play through tonight as they're down a player.
So right now, Eastern Arizona being introduced, and they've got a star-studded lineup making the track from the other side of the state. These two teams split last year. And now both with so much on the line. To get to this point, Coyotes, Eastern Arizona, then it's Yavapai. And then the following week, it's the postseason. Coyotes know what's at stake. They know they let one get away at Phoenix College. One, no question, in the course of making some league history by potentially capturing the regular season conference title that slipped through their fingers. But now, most importantly, you know they do not want to let the top seed in their division slip away. And the last thing this team wants to do is potentially have to go on the road to Pima in a decisive game. And by no means are we trying to discredit the other teams that the Coyotes could face in the first round, and that would be Scottsdale Community College. Nothing's a given. Nothing's a given. But first and foremost, having home court is what every team plays for at this part of the season. And now the Coyotes still have the ability to take care of it right on home court, 17-0 against Eastern Arizona, a team that well-built, size, speed, and ready to do some damage. And now we are ready to get things going.
And bottom line, Joey,
Center.
You stress the importance of something that they've been working towards all year, which is to have that home court advantage.
And man, I got to tell you, I've been looking forward to seeing this game a long time, and now it's finally here, and we should be in for one fantastic matchup. A goalie run the point. In the lane, the goalie ships it out. Good defense by the Coyotes. That's fired up. That's way off the mark. Fired up by Terrence Warren. Warren, not even close. And that's a good start for the Coyotes. Will Coates and Justin Fisher. Justin, one of the sophomores on this team. Jacob Lloyd, Buddy Watson, Justin Fisher, Deion Jenkins being celebrated before this one. Fisher down in the box. Coates. Ooh,
good
Jacob
shot.
Lloyd. Jakob connects from three. Jacob Lloyd showing his range. How about that? Good start. Good ball on the deck, taken away by Parker Larson. Justin Fisher, he's locked up against Terrence Warren. Swings it out to Jakob. Will Coates, fresh off getting a haircut. Larson, big body on him. Larson down the blocks, little spin move. Larson up and in, right past Lee. Richwood Pitt.
And you gotta love that. Parker Larson coming in strong, making his presence known early in the game.
Good start for the Coyotes offensively. Three ball won't go. Tracked down by Richwood Pitt in the corner. Warren lets it fly. That's off the mark. Tracked down once again by Eastern Arizona. A team that knows how to pound the glass. The goalie fires it up, in and out. Warren with another opportunity. Misses. This time Larson on the deck. Larson ties it up. But that right there, that possession was a lot of extra looks by Eastern Arizona, out hustling the Coyotes, and finally it was Parker Larson on the deck, hustling and scrapping and making some things happen. Five nothing. Coyotes, this one just underway. The goalie, Parker Larson, Rick Woodpit on him. The goalie on Justin Fisher. Larson sets the screen. Justin thought about it, swings out to Lockie. Lockie puts it on the deck. Lockie strong. How about that? Lockie McCain.
And what a fantastic read by Lockie McCain. Taking that time, not seeing the shot, and driving quick to the hoop.
Love to see that. Lockie showing he's not just a set shooter. Can put it on the hardwood and make some things happen. Shot is up from the outside, in and out. Ripped down by Jakob. Eastern Arizona so far 0 from the field. Parker up top. Lockie. Big body in front of him is Acock Mashar. Fisher being tracked down by Ogoli. Looking for the screen from Parker. Works it over. Jakob elbow. Jakob connects. Jakob, we got a timeout on the floor, and the Coyotes have stormed out of the gates with a 9-0 lead. And Matt, they were looking for a quick start, and Jakob Lloyd providing with 5 first period points.
And Jakob Lloyd, I mean, what a player. Typically that down in the dirt, roughing it up, grabbing the ball, diving to the floor. Parker Larson taking that spot, filling that role. And Jakob Lloyd reading the court perfectly, find that finesse, and dropping it into the hoop.
Jakob, 5 quick first half points here. In Eastern Arizona having to call a timeout just like that, and couldn't ask for a better start for Chandler Gilbert. Andre Harris, not in this one. Team's leading scorer. In the running for Conference Player of the Year, putting up 19 points and 8 rebounds a game. Out after being tossed in the loss to Phoenix College. But so far, Coyotes scrapping, and we're seeing a all-out effort collectively. 9-0. 20 on the shot clock. Rick Woodpitt swings in the corner. They work it outside. Rick Woodpitt down below.
Great defense.
And Rick Woodpitt.
And you really can't ask for much more there. I mean, great coverage across the board by the Coyotes. That was just a good shot by number 34 for Eastern Arizona College.
And Justin Fisher makes it look so easy as the Gila Monsters try to trap him in the backcourt. Fisher short off the jumper. Ogoli with a rebound. Middle of the floor. Ogoli dumps it down to Rick Woodpitt. Rick Woodpitt. Larson swings it over. Ogoli elbow. Ogoli cans it. 9-4. Oh, turnover. Inside. And drawing the contact is Acock Mashar. Mashar going strong. And Coates picks up the foul. So here comes the goal of Eastern Arizona. 4 quick points. They've turned up the defense and now have an opportunity to cut the lead potentially to 3.
And the Gila Monsters, their strategy is changing slightly, letting them come out the gate, read the court, and now after that timeout, switching to that hard up-court press, putting a little more pressure, trying to shock the Coyotes, get a few extra points on the board, and we saw that right there.
Mashar misses on the first. Mashar at the line.
The nice part about a press, though, if the Coyotes can read that, move it down the court quickly, they'll have a great advantage.
Misses on both. Nine 9-4, Coyotes lead. Fisher. Ooh. Taken away. Good active hands by Dallin Morgan. Bashar the other way. Good patient offense by Eastern Arizona. Bashar on the deck, works it to Rick Woodpitt, knocked out of bounds by KJ Dunn. 14 on the shot clock.
And it'll be interesting to see as we watch Eastern Arizona, Dallin Morgan. It looks like originally was a redshirt freshman for the team, maybe moved his way up the ranks and now playing on the team. So
Mashar, 11 on the shot clock. They dump it down. Seamster in traffic. Patience works it out to Morgan, and Morgan knocks down the triple.
And I think right there, that's why we see Dallin Morgan starting the lineup on Eastern Arizona.
And the Gila Monsters on a 7-0 run.
Good move.
Justin swings in the corner to Will Coates. Jakob, Will Coates will have a shot from 3. And Will Coates, release rotation. Bang. Will Coates, 40% three-point shooter. Morgan on the other end. Morgan rolls around. KJ, good work underneath. Boxing out. Will Coates will swing it up the floor. KJ putting up 10 and 6. Field goal percentage ranked in the top 10 in the league. Jakob down low. Jakob
Good
inside. And KJ, what a feed from Jakob Lloyd. Great recognition by Jakob, the super sophomore from Australia. And if his parents are watching, we appreciate you tuning us in. Down Morgan to a goalie. Morgan gets it back. Got the size advantage, swings it over. Rick Woodpitt will let it fly from 3. And how about the range from Lee? Rick Woodpitt, 14-10.
And the Coyotes will have to be careful on those outside shots. Clearly, Yale Monsters are not afraid to take those threes.
Coates swings it over.
Quick movement.
Jakob up and in with authority. Jakob Lloyd taking his vitamins and pounding the iron, 16-10. Seamster in the running for Conference Player of the Year. Step back. He gets the roll. Vaishon Seamster, his first bucket, 16-12. And now both teams are trading big-time blows. Rocky avoids the backcourt. Being chased down by a goalie. Justin Fisher gets the ball back. 8 on the shot clock. Justin under duress. Justin going strong. And we'll go to the line. And how about the poise and just confidence of Justin Fisher? The court awareness, knew exactly when the shot clock was expiring, went hard, and now has the opportunity at the line. Justin, a 77% free throw shooter. Hits the first.
You've got to really appreciate the Coyotes going in and really locking down the rebounds on the other end of the court, where they maybe in the very first few minutes of the half, they're letting those slip through. They've locked it back down, taking control of the court. Now they're grabbing the rebounds and bringing it back down the other end.
17-12. Under 13 minutes left in this first half. And Justin connects on both. And that's a huge start for Justin at the line. Free throws will be paramount in this one. 2 of the premier defensive teams in this conference. 2 of the highest scoring teams in the conference. These 2 teams split last year, each winning on home court. Eastern Arizona will be the top seed in the region. Chandler Gilbert trying to hold off Pima. They're tied at 17-3 conference records. Rick Woodpitt and Justin Fisher with the reach in. Non-shooting. Chandler Gilbert owns the tiebreaker over Pima, winning 2 of 3 regular season matchups. Bashar lets it fly. Larson, big time rip. Marlon Landingham in. Marlon, a 10-3-1 stat line on the season. Swings it back out to Justin. Warren on Fisher, 2 of the premier guards in the league. Parker Larson with an opportunity. How about Will driving with a purpose? KJ puts it on the floor. KJ swings out to Will. And the travel on Will Coates. Great defense by Kak Mashar. And we saw great switch outs by Eastern Arizona on that Coyotes possession.
Absolutely. This is a slightly different game than we've seen on the home court here for the Coyotes. You can tell both these teams very well matched, very evenly matched across the board on talent and skill.
Lockie McCain about to check back in. Jamari Childs, number 0 on the floor for Eastern Arizona. That is partially blocked by KJ Dunn. Great defense by KJ. Only a freshman. Played his high school ball at Williamsfield. Justin swings in the corner. Will Coates, catch and release. A little too strong. Rebound by Morgan. Worked out to Childs. Lanningham. Now it's Warren with Fisher. 20 on the shot clock. Warren barking out the offensive play. Now Parker Larson coming out. Dumping it down low. Morgan, mismatch on Justin Fisher. And they tie up Morgan. Great defense. Cock Mashar. Mashar with 5 on the shot clock. Will let it go. Off the mark, and KJ pulls it down. KJ, strong and physical. Averaging 6 rebounds on the season. Fisher swings in a corner. Knocked away by Teamster. 10:41 left in this half. Lockie McCain back in, as well as Deion Jenkins. We saw Lockie, a great opening minute possession, driving and taking one to the rack.
The Gila Monsters starting to take their time, a little more time on offense, running the clock down, trying to adjust as CGCC really has done a great job locking them out of the paint.
Dallin Morgan with the rebound. Off the Lockie miss. Seamster trying to post up Deion Jenkins. Warren. And they work the ball over. Mari Caraway, Landingham on him. Gets the screen from Childs. Larson on Caraway. Childs, good defense by Landingham. Won't go. Great defense by the Coyotes. Lockie will work it up methodically up the floor. And what we're seeing, two of the best defensive teams in the conference really locking down. No easy possessions on either side.
Absolutely.
No gimmies. Both teams getting back in transition. Eastern Arizona wanted to travel. They don't get it off Marlin. Marlin throws it up, and that's going the other way. And Marlin thought he had a foul and a tripping call potentially by Amari Caraway. Just didn't.
And Martin's going to have to be careful on those, what typically would be quick drives to the lane and putting it in the hoop. This is a different team. They're fast. They're quick on defense. They got size.
Caraway. Okay. Morgan. Seamster down in the blocks. And misses the bunny underneath. Seamster going back up.
Keep going, go.
And they call the foul on Deion Jenkins. Third team foul for the Coyotes as Seamster, 60% free throw shooter. Does the job at the line. 4-point Coyotes lead. Closing in on 9 minutes left in the half. Deion swings it over to Lockie. Landingham, pressure immediately. Larson, Morgan on him. Tight defense on both sides. Gonna love the defensive tenacity. Larson down the blocks. Dallas. Parker with a little fade around. Won't go. KJ in a battle against Seamster underneath. Good physical play on both sides. Both teams performing at a high level.
What I love, Joe, too, Coyotes right now is really dominating that post game, doing a good job getting looks down low and then moving and adjusting to get the points.
Deion, opportunity for 3.
Ooh.
And 1. Deion Jenkins.
What a release.
And the foul will go against Jamari Childs. And Matt, what you and I are seeing, we're not seeing a lot of space given on either side.
Oh.
Everyone is earning their shots, and that was an opportunity. Deion got free off a screen, left alone, catch and release. He knew he had to shoot it. He was aggressive, instinctive. Boom, he's at the line.
You could not have shot that any faster. I mean, it was as smooth as it comes.
21-14, Coyotes lead. Childs. Make that a goalie. Swings it over. Warren. Seamster puts on the deck. Seamster, little elbow. A little too strong. Deion running that right side. Goalie giving chase. KJ. Elbow. KJ off the mark. Rebound by Warren. Eastern Arizona. And good contact drawn by Amari Caraway. And Yaka picks up his first foul. And that was just a good instinctive move by Caraway, and Jakob just late to get in a perfect situation. Caraway off the inbounds. Morgan was hoping for a potential catch and shoot. They swing it around quickly. Caraway. Marlin, great defense. Caraway will let it fly. Caraway. Sometimes you got to give credit where credit is due, and Caraway had the opportunity, strokes it from the perimeter. 21-16. Lanningham with Warren on him. Under 8 minutes in this first half. Jakob driving on Morgan. Jakob, physical and strong. Jakob putting the big boy pants on. He's got 9 points already.
Jakob's consistency in the post is just outstanding as he takes his time, controlled, consistent, and goes in.
And they call a foul against KJ Dunn as Seamster will go to the line. 21-16, Seamster. Averaging 17 a game.
And some clear frustration on that last call from the Coyotes bench.
Coyotes thought it was good, clean defense, and Seamster showing his ability at the line. 23-18, Coyotes with a 5-point lead. Winding down to 7 minutes in this first half. McCain, middle of the floor. McCain being tracked down by Caraway. Caraway, great tight defense. McCain almost gives it up. And McCain works the foul on Caraway. But Caraway is letting his presence being felt, knock down the three, and also bringing some tight physical defense. You can see him right on lock. You're not giving him any room to operate. Jakob underneath. Jakob. And that's taken away. Seamster, open floor. Seamster misses. And they're going to call the foul against Marlon Lanningham.
Right now, as you said, Joe,
and Steve Silsby is saying that Marlon Lanningham went after the ball, and they're calling a technical foul on Marlon. And you know what? Matt, you and I have seen harder fouls being called as Seamster's at the line, and, you know, it seemed like Marlon had a good angle, was going for the ball, and didn't see a lot of physicality on the play.
really seemed like more of a swipe from the side, maybe touch him on the hip a little bit, and an attempt to reach for that ball.
So it's now a 23-20 game, and Rayshawn Seamster's starting to rack up the points. He's got 8. 23-20. And the purple and gold with possession. KJ Dunn about to check back in. Work that corner, Caraway. Warren. A goalie. Seamster up top on Jakob. Seamster into the lane, going strong. And the put back by Seamster. And it's a 1-point game. 23-20, and that technical big turn of events for the Coyotes in this one. Seamster with the steal. Fisher the other way. Won't go. And one for Seamster. The battle underneath, and Seamster. The physicality. Foul call will go against the Coyotes, and that's going to be Lockie McCain. That's his first.
And Coyotes really feeling the pressure from Eastern Arizona as they really give them no breathing room at all. Coming right off that inbound pass and tying them down man-to-man.
And now it looks like Steve Silsby.
And commotion on the court. The timeout's called. And
Okay,
a
so
technical
now-
foul called on Coach Silsby from the Coyotes alongside that timeout. Unsure exact details of what the technical foul was for. We would assume some comments made to the refs, some discussion, but we'll find out more as they go to timeout.
Well, looking at Coach Silsby, he just making his case, pleading his case about some foul calls that he felt did not go in his favor either way. So now it's going to be Eastern Arizona with another opportunity at the line. And that technical foul that Marlon Lanningham just got a couple minutes ago really turned the tide of this game.
Absolutely.
They got 2 free throws from Seamster and the possession, and they capitalized on it. And now it's going to be another opportunity for Eastern Arizona to get a couple more shots, courtesy of the technical on Coach Silsby, and possession. So we could be talking about another 4-point swing here, which opens a 2-point lead into a potential 6-point lead for Eastern Arizona.
Well, and that's what the coach is there for, to advocate for his players, to ask the refs what the call was for. And the tough part is when some of these calls get made, if you disagree with them, whether it was a good call or not, it affects how the players play because they don't want to get into that foul trouble. And so you can see, just like you said, that technical foul kind of changing the tide of this game. They're pulling back on the low court.
So
and now
Jamari Childs at the line, 80% free throw shooter. Next on the first, it's a 3-point lead for Eastern Arizona. And of course, if we can try to get you an update from Pima taking on South Mountain in the course of this one, we will.
and confusion on the court as they're trying to figure out.
So the referees are trying to figure out the course of this one, so it wasn't possession for Eastern Arizona.
Looks like refs will come over to the official stats book, official scorebook, apologize, try to work out the details of the fouls as many have occurred just rapidly here in the past minute or so from the timeout, before the timeout, and now post-timeout.
7 fouls on the Coyotes compared to 3 for Eastern Arizona.
And this is one of those tricky spots, Joe, where, you know, when you're in a game this tight, they're playing hard, foul trouble's hard, and as a ref, you play a key role in monitoring that game.
Dayon Jenkins up the floor. Good job by the Coyotes. And Dayon misses, getting to the rack. Strong move, just could not finish. A goalie the other way. A goalie swings it out. Seamster on the deck. Physicality, elbow, and that drops. And Rayshon Seamster showing all his skill set. And the lead is 6 for Eastern Arizona. Justin Fisher back on the court. Dayon Jenkins. Picked up by Caraway. Larson. Jakob down low in the blocks. Jakob, strong move. And draws the foul against Seamster. That's his first. Jakob will go to the line. Jakob, 72% free throw shooter. Leads the team with 9 points.
The Coyotes need to be careful here, really working together, get that ball down, pass it to one another to break that press, and then play your game. That was a great example right there of working it down, getting it to Jakob Lloyd, and he'll do the work down in the post.
Jakob connects on both. He's now got 11, 29, 25, Eastern Arizona. Caraway, Seamster, and Seamster gets called for the travel. Good call by the referee. Your refereeing crew in this one, Marcus Hicks, Damian Gonzalez, and Russ Davis. Russ Davis had a chance to talk to him. Did play basketball on the days and also looked like he could have been an outside linebacker. Larson, liquid pit on him. 15 on the shot clock. Fisher picked up by Warren. Gets the screen from Larson. Justin swings it over. Jakob from 3. In and out, but a good look as Seamster rips it down. A good look by Jakob, who's been really showing some good range. And Eastern Arizona wanted to call on Seamster. They don't get it. Fisher almost lost the dribble. Parker with Rick Wood pit on him. And now they'll get it to Justin with 15 on the shot clock. Parker thought about it from 3. Parker almost lost the handle. Justin, 7 on the shot clock. Parker down below. Parker, aggressive move, and gets the roll. Parker Larson, his second bucket of the game, and a great possession. Now it's a 2-point game. Coyotes using every second on that shot clock to be productive, and Parker delivers, and Caraway on the other end. Long range spree, Caraway.
And those are those wide open
bench.
Those are those wide open shots. Coyotes can't look and leave those behind. Gilmont will take advantage of those every time.
McCain and Caraway working hard on locking McCain.
That'll be a reach.
And they call the hand check on Amari Caraway. Seamster checks out. Aycock Mashar back in. High intensity between these two teams, two of the best in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference.
You know what, Joe? I like that call right there because in this type of game where both teams are playing so close and so tight, you've got to be calling those little reaches, those tight grabs. Otherwise, it can get out of hand very quickly.
Warren gets called for the foul, non-shooting. And make no mistake, Eastern Arizona is giving Chandler Gilbert no room to breathe. Justin Fisher, 14 on the shot clock. Jakob, little elbow.
Move.
Good move by Jakob.
Oh,
It's a 3-point Eastern Arizona lead. Under 4 minutes left in this one. Aycock Bashar. Liquid pit and Jakob underneath.
Good hustle.
Justin Fisher keeps it alive. Justin will slow it down as the Coyotes get into their half-court offense. Fisher driving the lane. Justin couldn't connect on the floater. Agali the other way. Agali swings it out.
Gotta get up.
Aycock Bashar off the mark. Will Coates pulls it down. Will swings it out to Justin. 3 minutes left in his first half. Mashar denies KJ Dunn. 21 seconds on the shot clock. Steve Silsby calling out his offensive set against Eastern Arizona. Seamster about to check back in. McCain looking for KJ down the blocks as Mashar takes it away. And Eastern Arizona working the ball methodically up the court. They'll get into their half-court offense. Warren now gets picked up by Fisher. Couple spin moves. Wild shot off the mark. Coates, rebound. Gets it over to Justin. Now a track meet has turned into more of a brutal man-to-man half-court contest. Jakob with Rick Wood pin on him. Jakob going strong. Jakob will shoot a pair. And Jakob Lloyd has just brought the physicality and determination in this one today. Jakob, who averages 9 and 5, make that 8, 4, and 1 already in double digits in the scoring column.
And Jakob Lloyd really showing off how dynamic of a player he is, whether that's driving in with power and authority and taking it to the rim, but even some of these more finesse shots where he's grabbing off a spin and flushing it from the jumper. I mean, it's been impressive to see him overall play tonight.
Jakob with 13 points. Perfect from the line. Continues his strong first half. He scored 14 of the Coyotes' 30 points. Misses on the second. 2-point game, Eastern Arizona. Aycock Mashar. Mashar, long and lengthy. Gets it to Dallas Morgan. Morgan picked up on a double team underneath.
Good swat.
How about Jakob? Quick hands. Jakob loses the handle. Will Coates picks it up.
Good pickup.
Coates. And Will does the right thing. Slow it down, get his team in the offense. Do not panic and just throw the ball away. Fisher lets it fly from 3. Justin, too strong. Noah Gali getting the call from the sidelines. A 2-point Gila Monsters lead. These two teams split in their meetings last year, each winning on home court. Eastern Arizona, the top seed in the region. Seamster turnaround, won't go. Oh, Aycock Bashar. Caraway from the corner, won't go. And that's going to be a loose ball foul against Dallin Morgan.
And great work by the Coyotes defending against Teamster, who was doing some great moves, working the post, took some great shots, but they did a great job on the defense.
Lockie will go to the line. 71% free throw shooter. Lockie struck early with a drive to the basket early in this one. This is the front end. Will Coates. Will going in. Battle ensuing underneath.
And a foul call on Will Coates, number 24 on the Coyotes. It looks like he had a little shove there as the ball went out of bounds.
Deion Jenkins checking back in. Will Coates checking out. Will with a couple fouls to go along with a 3 in this one. Aycock Bashar, scoreless in this one, but really active. Long and lengthy, can really put the ball on the court, sets up his teammates, hits the glass. Hits on the first. It's a 3-point Eastern Arizona lead. Coyotes jumped out to a 9-0 lead, and then Eastern Arizona went on a run, and now here we are.
And we talk a lot, Joe, about the size and stature and length of the Coyotes team, but rarely do they meet another team that also has that same length and stature and size. And so this is a interesting game to watch where both teams have that ability.
Coyotes do a good job of being the trap in the backcourt, which Eastern Arizona capitalized. KJ down underneath. Jakob puts it on the deck. Jakob, wild shot, won't go. Childs
good defense.
Taken away by KJ.
Yes.
KJ, active.
You gotta love that hustle from both Jacob Lloyd and KJ, not making it on the first attempt, putting the pressure on, grabbing the ball, and putting it right back in.
Call an 18-second differential from the game clock to the shot clock. 14, Aycock Bashar, and the flush. Bashar with 4 points. 36-32. Chandler Gilbert will play for the final shot in this first half. Rocky being tracked down by Amari Caraway. He's had a great first half. Jakob, Deion Jenkins. Bashar giving chase. In that corner, Justin. Justin trying to backdoor it. And AJ steps on the baseline and Seamster checks back in.
And you can hear Coach Silsby yelling to his team, patience, maintain control, run the clock, and get that last point so they can walk into the half with an extra couple buckets on the board.
6.4 seconds left. Seamster gets it to Agali. Agali, time winding down. Agali all the way up and won't go. And Eastern Arizona wanted the foul. And needs to say the Coyotes started fast, and they're trailing by 4 at the break. And
so far, Joe, I mean, I'd say this has lived up to the hype of the game we've been thinking and imagining over the past few weeks as these two first seed competitors go head-to-head.
Jakob Lloyd, great first half. Did it from the outside, hitting a 3. Been a force, physical, driving, doing everything, leading the team with 14 points.
And what's really interesting to me about Jakob Lloyd's performance here tonight is really the change, the dynamic change of his playing, where most times we've seen him more as the aggressive, down on the dirt, rolling around, grabbing the ball, scrambling player. But tonight, pulling out some of that finesse, working the ball, putting up easy shots, and little jumpers that really came off quite smooth.
And the Gila Monsters at one point got hit in the mouth right out of the gates. They were down 9-0. They found their collective poise, and Rayshawn Seamster in the running for Conference Player of the Year, stepping up with 15 first half points for Eastern Arizona.
Seamster showing why he's in the running for that first player of the year position. And but I like that the Coyotes, as he started to kind of pop off, gets those shots going, Coyotes stepped up to the plate and have done a good job neutralizing some of his points.
And once again, for Chandler Gilbert, the stakes, they are tied with Pima Community College for the top seed in Region 1 at 17-3. The Coyotes own a tiebreaker over Pima, winning 2 of 3 regular season matchups. Pima hosting South Mountain today. They will travel to Eastern Arizona to wrap up the year. Coyotes, obviously, taking on Eastern Arizona, and then they travel to Yavapai. The Coyotes and Pima finish with the same conference record. The Coyotes own the tiebreaker. So the Coyotes control their own destiny. They're playing without Andre Harris, who was taken out of the game against Phoenix College and was suspended for the next 2. So they are hanging tough, and they are getting some balanced efforts. Parker Larson off the bench providing a spark with 4 points.
Mm-hmm. And how crazy is that? How lose arguably what is the other potential player of the year off your team, not being able to play and compete in this game where you're playing the other what could potentially be the player of the year. And but the Coyotes doing what they do best, right? Stepping up to the occasion. Talk about Parker Larson, bringing that spark, that excitement, and at this point, it's anybody's game.
We'll take a short timeout from the Coyotes Center. It's a battle of 2 Arizona Community College Athletic Conference juggernauts. Coyotes trailing Eastern Arizona by 4. We'll have more from the Coyotes Center coming up on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. We welcome you back to the Coyote Center. $1:20 left before these two Titans run and gun again. Eastern Arizona, halftime lead, 36-32. Rayshawn Seamster leading the Gila Monsters with 15. Jakob Lloyd with 14 for Chandler Gilbert. Coyotes got up to a quick 9-0 run, and then Eastern Arizona calmed the storm and grabbed the halftime lead. Some good offensive execution by the Coyotes, and we saw some breakdowns in the backcourt, getting the ball up the court, which cost them a couple critical technicals in that first half. The one on Marlon Lanningham that gave them a 4-point swing, and then a technical foul called against Coach Steve Silsby. I think they hit 1 of 2 on that. So, through it all, water under the bridge, they're only down 4 on home court. A record of 17-0. Coyotes have played some tough games. We've seen them knock off Scottsdale in overtime. We've seen them hold off a gritty Mesa team. That one, early in the season, Matt, was without Andre Harris. Same situation, Andre not playing. Tossed in the game against Phoenix College, has to set the next 2 games. He'll be back for the postseason. What's at stake for the Coyotes? Battling for the top seed. Same conference record as Pima at 17-3. They own the tiebreaker against Pima, winning 2 of 3. Back on the floor for the Coyotes, Parker Larson, Jakob Lloyd, Will Coates, Justin Fisher, and Lockie McCain.
And so far, Joe, both teams have played tremendous. The Coyotes have really hustled on the court. We've seen things come from them from some players that we haven't seen before. And they'll have to be careful on the fouls. That's going to be a big part, especially in a close game like this.
Eastern Arizona working that weave in the top of the key. Seamster. Rickwood Pitt underneath.
Wow.
Physicality underneath. Parker Larson providing some physicality. Good initial defensive stand by the Coyotes in that first Gila Monsters possession.
Good
Parker
move.
strong underneath. Parker banks it off the glass. Parker's got 6.
And Parker Larson just executing tonight on the floor, especially for someone this is, I think, one of the first times he's ever started in a game here at Chandler Gilbert.
Seamster turn around. And Will Coates gets called for the foul. And Will has his hands up like he couldn't believe it. Will just put his hands straight up. And Seamster just worked his body into Coates to draw the contact.
And that's what we've seen from Seamster. He's really good at. He's got that length. He's got that height. He can jump above the crowd in the arms and jump into you a little bit so he can draw that contact.
And Seamster misses on the first. Steve Silsby having a conversation with Marcus Hicks, the referee. Seamster connects on the second. He now has 16. Fisher in the backcourt. Eastern Arizona showing trap for a split second. Kane gets it over the half-court line. Half the battle executed by the Coyotes, just not getting a careless turnover. Larson down the blocks, going strong. Parker, blocked from behind. Good combo defense by Rickwood Pitt and Dallin Morgan. Swung over. Terrence Warren puts it on the floor. Warren, little spin move. Tough shot by Warren, and it drops.
And the Coyotes bench calling for an offensive foul there that they will not get. Hoping that little shove off.
39-34. Kane, Parker up top. Rickwood Pitt there immediately. And they're going to call the foul on Warren.
That was that play.
And that was a foul away from the ball. Hard to pick up. Fisher. Goes deep on the deep route, the go route to Jakob Lloyd. 15 on the shot clock. Parker up top. Rickwood Pitt with him. Parker showing his ability to put it on the deck. Lockie getting a double team immediately. Jakob lets it fly from 3. Jakob connects. Jakob Lloyd continues to play well. He's got 17. The lead is down to 2. And Jakob Lloyd rising to the occasion on sophomore day here at the Coyote Center. Warren. Good block by Justin Fisher. Jakob transition. Will Coates will release rotation. A little too strong. Ogoli pulls it down. Now it's Eastern Arizona that'll methodically work into their half-court offense. Rickwood Pitt, a long, lengthy one on top. Warren swings it over to Seamster, lets it fly from 3. Too short. Coates, and they get a call Dallas Morgan for the over the back, and they let that go. Justin Fisher driving. Justin potentially had the shot at the rim and tried to hit Jakob underneath. Seamster the other way. Seamster strong. Loose ball. Lockie. Eastern wanted the foul on Seamster. Fisher left side. Works it to Jakob. Parker up top. Coach Silsby calling his offense. Little backdoor. Swinging out. Lockie catch and release. Parker underneath. And they're going to call the foul on Parker Larson over the back on Rickwood Pitt. Two-point game. Aycock Mashar checking back in. Buddy Watson in. Buddy getting an opportunity on sophomore day. And if your buddy plays high school ball, Marcus needs you let it fly. You got nothing to lose. Bring it. Play hard. Be physical and give your team a chance. And Seamster could have been called for the travel. Needs to say. The goalie. Buddy Watson, he's got the matchup against Seamster. 10 on the shot clock. The goalie off the mark. And that's going to be an over the top on Rickwood Pitt. And Rickwood Pitt's looking at the ref like, two-point game. Physicality picking up as we go. Two of the best teams, not just in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, two of the best in the nation, period. Jakob, little spin, turnaround, partially blocked, off the mark. Buddy battling underneath. And that's knocked out of bounds. 15:57 left. 2-point contest. Seamster with 16. Jakob with 17 for Chandler Gilbert. Seamster, top of the key, guarded by Will Coates. Seamster lets it fly. Hits the open look. He's got 18, a 4-point Eastern Arizona lead. Marlin. Jakob swings it over to Justin Fisher. 15 on the shot clock. Marlin thought about it for a split second. Couple dribbles, too strong. Buddy could not track it down.
And a whistle blown. Unsure if it's going to be a timeout called or a jump ball.
So Chandler Gilbert gets the timeout, courtesy of Steve Silsby. Fisher pull up. Too strong. Seamster rips it out to Aycock Mashar. Mashar that right side. Long and lengthy. Splits the defenders. Mashar gets it back out to Seamster. KJ Dunn now back in the game. Seamster inside, and Rickwood Pitt gets it stripped by Justin Fisher. Fisher putting on a dribbling clinic, coast to coast, and it's good. Justin will go to the line.
Goodness.
Electric move by Justin Fisher.
Sliding through the lane, accomplishing the impossible.
The foul on Noah Ogoli is first. Dayon checking in. Parker checking in. Jakob checking out. Jakob gets the high five from Steve Silsby and then some. Justin will go to the line. 77% free throw shooter.
And clear frustration
On both sides.
on both sides.
Justin misses. Mishar up top, guarded by Fisher. 16 in the shot clock. Seamster. Fadeaway won't go. Fisher pulls it out. Good transition defense by Eastern Arizona, but Marlin says, I've got your defense. And the Coyotes go back on top, 42-41. Marlin, long range dagger. Swung over to Seamster. Gets the high screen from Rick Woodpitt. Dumps in the corner. Dallin Morgan lets it fly. Off the mark. KJ cleaning with a purpose. Marlin tries to get by Acock Mishar. They call the blocking foul on Mishar. Mishar, that's his first. Non-shooting.
And Marlon Landingham and Justin Fisher really taking control of this court, putting on a show, and just having fun out there.
Stakes so high in this one. Coyotes playing for the top seed, Eastern Arizona, the regular season champion, looking for another victory. Deion Jenkins shoots in the corner. KJ, elbow, long. Rick Woodpitt keeps it alive. Seamster. Also, this is for bragging rights within the conference. Division I school versus a Division II school. Coyotes and the Gila Monsters, their only meeting of the season. They split last year. Seamster will fade away. Won't go, and
Good hands.
Marlin goes up, showing the vertical. Tries to keep off Acock Mishar. Landing. Thought about it for a split second. Larson with Rick Woodpitt. Now it's Marlin the Magician. 14 on the shot clock. Rips it over to Parker Larson. Larson. Acock Mishar. KJ puts it on the floor. Swings it over. Deion. Going to let it fly. Deion.
Whoa.
And Deion connects. Deion Jenkins, a second jumper. 44-41. And the Coyotes feeling it here in the second half. Under 13 minutes left. Caraway, such a force off the bench. Dallin Morgan swings it back over to Caraway. Lockie McCain, the pride of Australia, trying to fight through the screen. Caraway thought about it for a split second. Acock Mishar, 3 in the shot clock. Long range 3 won't go. Battle underneath. KJ takes it after Dallin Morgan threw it back in bounds. Landingham. Elbow. Ooh, won't go.
So close.
Seamster, middle of the court. Seamster down the lane and just loses the handle. And there's a timeout on the floor for Eastern Arizona. And how about Chandler Gilbert? Last possession or two, call it 2 back, and Deion Jenkins, under duress, finds the elbow touch.
And the Coyotes really giving Eastern Arizona a little bit of a taste of their own medicine from that intense pressure on defense early on in the first half. Coyotes coming back, answering that call, and really putting some intense defense, blocking off the shots, locking down the perimeter, and grabbing those rebounds.
Coyotes 17-0 in home court this year. Look, no question the team felt it let one get away. Maybe the focus wasn't there. Maybe the effort. Maybe they overlooked Phoenix College, a team that nothing but the energy and the effort and the heart to salvage their season by laying it all on the line. The Bears hit 14 of 39 threes that night. And Chandler Gilbert lost a heartbreaker on the road against a team that only had 2 victories coming in. So Chandler Gilbert knew they let one slip away. Now back on home court, taking on one of the premier powers, not just in the conference, but nationally.
And don't kid yourself, Joe. They do not want to lose on their home court where they've been undefeated.
44-41. Lockie being harassed by Caraway. Landingham will direct the offense, and Marlin
Going
well
hard.
suited. In the corner, Deion lets it fly. Long from 3. Bashar. Both teams. Bashar. Put back by Rick Woodpitt. Strong move. 44-43. Rick Woodpitt now has 7 points.
And what a use of that length and agility from number 11 on the Gila Monsters team. Acock McCarr.
And it looks like the call goes against Deion for stepping on the baseline. 44-43. Rick Woodpit, big putback for the Gila Monsters short time ago. Caraway will let it go. And Caraway connects. Gila Monsters back on top. Now on a 5-0 run. Lanningham gets the screen from KJ. Good rotation by Eastern Arizona. Shots off the mark. Rick Woodpit make that Dallin Morgan underneath, pulling it down. Caraway swings it over. Warren dumps it down to Rick Woodpit. Elbow jumper off the mark. Jakob over the top of Warren. Lanningham, left side. They call the blocking foul on Rick Woodpit. That's his third. That's a big one right there. Will Coates back in the game. We know what Will can do from three. 40% three-point shooter, one of the best in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. Lanningham getting the call from the sidelines. Gets the high screen from KJ Dunn. They shoot in the corner, Lockie. KJ, good rotation, elbow, off the mark. Will Coates try to come over the back of Mashar. Work down.
Good hands.
And KJ, great defense because Seamster was cherry picking and Seamster got loose on the other side. Justin Fisher in, Lockie McCain out. Justin with 5 points in this one. Seamster, Acock Mashar. Mashar underneath. Misses the bunny underneath. But Dallin Morgan cleaning it up. And then we'll shoot a pair. And Acock Mashar is one of those kind of players. He has that kind of long, lengthy span, very similar to Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo, I kid you not, I've seen him play live, and Antetokounmpo is so gifted. He could be literally 10 feet away from the back, but he's so long, he can just flip it in. And Mashar has that kind of lengthy arm length. And Morgan misses on both. You can't stress enough how free throws will play a factor in this one. Fisher picked up by Caraway, dumped down, Jakob down in the blocks. Jakob, physicality, and referees are saying that was a call down in the blocks against Dallin Morgan, but looks like Jakob might have got away with a step. They play on, non-shooting. Fisher, catch and shoot, Marlin. Marlin, the triple. Lanningham. He's got 6.
Catch and shoot from Marlin.
Coyotes back on top, 47-46. Jamari Childs make that Noah goalie about to check back in for Eastern Arizona. Parker Larson for Chandler Gilbert. Warren loses the handle.
And that was just great defense. The communication on the switch-ups, switching through the screens, that's what leads to a great transition and grabbing a steal.
Justin Fisher. Acock Mashar on him. Swings it over to Will Coates. 13 on the shot clock. KJ down in the blocks. KJ, physicality.
Over the top.
KJ, and it's Will Coates.
Will Coates
up and around.
With the rebound reverse.
49-46. Good collective effort by the Coyotes. Everyone getting involved, and they have to knock off this Eastern Arizona team. The best in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, and that's Caraway. And Caraway, another 3, his 4th of the game. We're tied at 49. Two of the best offensive teams in the conference, two of the best defensive teams in the conference. KJ knocked away by Dallin Morgan. The goalie and Parker Larson checking back in. Terrence Warren checking out.
And both coaches doing a great job transitioning and substituting their team. It's an intense game, high intensity, lots of movement. Got to keep them rested so they can compete.
Fisher.
Good move.
Now Fisher with the shot clock winding down. That stutter step and And Justin's kind of upset with himself that he didn't finish that.
You love when you see Justin Fisher really take it to the hole. You know the talent. We've seen it all season, the talent and the ability Justin Fisher has, the speed, the intensity, the ability to maneuver through the court. And it's great to see him pull those things out.
He'll shoot a pair. And that puts the Coyotes back on top. Rickwood Pitt checking back in. Dallin Morgan checking out.
Hey, Noah. Down, he's the one.
Fisher at the line, the leader of this Coyotes team. And comes up clutch. And Steve Silsby calls a full timeout. And that's, once again, the mastermind of Steve Silsby. Sees his team regain the lead. Justin Fisher connects at the line and resets his team for a good defensive possession with 8:22 left.
And talk about those free throws being of dire importance here in this game where it's so close, it's so tight. Can't stress the importance of these free throws going in, and Justin Fisher executing on that perfectly.
8:22 left. Good crowd on hand. Seeing these two powerhouses. Chandler Gilbert, Region 1, Division 2. You've got Eastern Arizona in their region, the Division 1 powerhouse, leading the conference. Record of 22-6, 15-2 conference record, 8-2 in their last 10. They're fresh. Haven't played since beating Arizona Western last week, and Chandler Gilbert fresh off a troubling loss against Phoenix College, one that no question had them very upset and left them with a lot to be desired as they stepped on the floor here today. And you can hear it from Eastern Arizona. We're talking about this is a man's game, and when you talk about a man's game, it's going to be tough defensively and tough on the glass. And that's where this game is going to be won on either side.
And this is really a treat, Joe, to see. It's rare that we see another team with the same defensive intensity that the Coyotes have, the ability to lock down and really hold the score. And so this really has been a low-scoring game thus far.
Nothing's going to be a given in this one. Everyone's working hard. Seamster back in the lineup. Seamster, 16 points and counting for Eastern Arizona. Caraway launches another three. Off the mark, Justin skying. Justin Fisher has got some ridiculous hops. The product of Hamilton High off Arizona Avenue. His mom and brother in attendance today. Will Coates, Parker Larson down in the box. Battling against Lee. Rickwood Pitt. Steve Silsby talking to Russ Davis, the official. Swings it out to Marlin. 13 on the shot clock. Marlin going through it. Marlin right down the lane. Off the glass. Jakob up and in. Jakob Lloyd, 19 points. And Coyotes up 4.
Jakob doing what he does best. Taking those missed shots, putting them right back in.
And now Will Coates has got the defensive responsibilities on Rayshawn Seamster. That long length that Will has. 10 on the shot clock. Seamster, Euro step, and 1. Rayshawn Seamster almost seemed as if he was gliding to the rack.
What a great move by Seamster. I mean, perfect poise, moves through the lane, a little Euro step, and he'll draw the foul as well.
He's got 20. Dallin Jenkins checking back in. Will Coates, that's his 4th personal. So we'll see some extended time in the bench as Seamster can't connect on the second. (53-51). Larson in a battle against Rickwood Pitt, 2 big men. Marlin thought about a catch and shoot. Taken away by Seamster, long and lengthy on the other side. A goalie shoots it out to Mashar. Mashar back down to Caraway. Release rotation, and Caraway another 3. 5 threes on the day. Caraway with 15. Gila Masters back on top, 54-53. Under 7 minutes left in this one.
And Caraway making himself an absolute threat from that three-point line. Coyotes really need to step up and defend, but he's shooting so far out too. I mean, he's a tough shot to put your hand up and get his block.
Jakob. And Jakob answers on the other end.
That's what they needed.
Jakob Lloyd, 22 and counting for the pride of Australia. 56-54. Caraway, another three, and connects. Amari Caraway, 6 threes. Eastern Arizona back on top. A slugfest, trading body blows and then some. Parker, Rick Woodpitt, right on him. Deion Jenkins shoots it down low to Parker. Parker, physicality, going strong and knocks it off the glass. Parker all fired up. He's got 8 off the bench. The big man, look at the look on his face. He's got his game face on, ready to bring it, and he's brought it and then some. 58-57. Aycock Mashar. Mashar will let it rip from 3. Off the mark. Deion racing up the floor. Deion shoots it over. Marlin. Great transition basket. Marlin with 8 points. And the Coyotes go up 3.
And you gotta love just the composure, all that pressure, taking his time, putting it right in, soft and easy.
5 minutes left in this one. Caraway, the hot hand. 6 threes in this one. He's got 18. Seamster, Euro step, and gliding. Rayshawn Seamster. Foul against Parker Larson. Seamster with 20 points. Now with pulling Eastern Arizona with a 2. KJ Dunn back in. Dunn, Fisher, Jenkins, Jakob Lloyd, and Marlon Lanningham on the floor. Morgan, Caraway, Seamster, Agoli, and Rick Woodpitt on the floor for Eastern Arizona. Coyotes up 1, 60-59. You want drama, you've got it here. Coyotes trying to stay alive for the top seed in Region 1, trying to hold off Pima. KJ,
good move.
Strong move. And KJ will spin and will draw that against Rick Woodpitt.
What a great read by KJ. I mean, feeling up his man, realizing he's got the pressure on one side, taking that spin, and drawing the foul.
And honestly, I thought the foul was on a goalie. But instead, they call him Rick Woodpitt, and KJ connects on the first. He's got 7 points, 61-59, 4:30 left. And Rick Woodpitt looked like he got a hand on that, knocked that out of bounds. They called possession for Eastern Arizona.
And that really, at least from our angle, that could have really gone either way.
And Rick Woodpitt stepping up, wasn't happy with the call, and rightfully so. I thought the foul call was against the goalie, and he picked that up. Caraway, so hot in this one. You got to wonder if the Coyotes are going to start defending him on the perimeter. Seamster. And Seamster, you can tell just how strong he is. Great body balance. So good at attacking the rim, just so good around that 10-foot mark and in.
And as we talked about, Joe, early on, we mentioned this was going to be a game where it may be answered at the free throw line. You can see Eastern Arizona putting it in the hands of Seamster, telling him go to the hoop, go hard, draw a foul if you can't make it. And we see that happen in the past several possessions, him going to the line, shooting his free throws.
He's got 22 points. Misses both. Huge for the Coyotes. Justin Fisher, right side. Fisher over to Jakob Lloyd, who's been sensational in this one. Deion gets the high screen. Dayon on the floor, shoots it in the corner. Seamster, long and lengthy, almost took it away. And that was a situation where Dayon, I think he was so intent on passing, but one good look at the rim,
Right.
could have came up the left side and just laid it in.
Absolutely.
But you can never fault a team and a player with this Coyotes team. They shoot 49% collectively as a team, and that shows the unselfishness, the high IQ. So can't doubt the young man when he's thinking one way to try to set up his team in a good position. And Justin looking for KJ, and that's thrown away. I've got a timeout on the floor. And that's a good timeout by Steve Silsby. Not a good offensive possession, wants to regroup his team for the final 3:46 left. And kind of look at this one, Matt. It's been a heavyweight battle. Coyotes down by 4 at the half. They're up 2, and Jakob Lloyd, you needed someone to step up, and Jakob filling the void with 22 points.
Absolutely. Yeah, both teams really putting on a show tonight and really not having a clear answer to defeat either side. Both defenses locking it down. Some great shots on both ends, whether it was from Jakob Lloyd or Marlon Landingham, or on the opposing team, Eastern Arizona. I think I've lost his name here on the paper, but some great shots from both teams as they've really not found the select answer. This is a great timeout. Really recircle the wagons, figure out what do we need to do next, as both have kind of just been going back to the line for free throws.
Jakob, 8 second-half points. Marlon Landingham with 8 second-half points. Coyotes, Jenkins, Fisher, Dunn, Jakob, McCain, Seamster. And they're going to call the reach in on Dayon. And that's going to be his second. Will Coates in foul trouble. He's got 4. Rick Woodpitt on the other side. I want to believe he's got 4 as well. And we are correct on that. Rick Woodpitt, he's playing with 4 fouls as well. 61-60. Seamster at the line. And we are tied. Seamster connects on both. 61 all, 3:33 left. And if you're the Coyotes, you figure you go right at Rick Woodpitt with Jakob Lloyd. Try to draw that 5th foul and get him out of the game.
Absolutely. Neutralize him as a player. He's been playing a bunch of defense.
Jakob underneath. Seamster pulls it down. Coyotes get back in transition. Swung it out. The goalie. They could have called the blocking foul on KJ. They let it go. Caraway. Now it's Dayon tight on Caraway. Not giving him any space. He's got 6 threes in this one. Rick Woodpitt underneath. Floater. That won't fall. Jakob rips it down. Rick Woodpitt came around with the left hook and did not drop. Coates and Landingham about to check in. Dayon shoots it down low. They're going to call the reach in on Noah goalie. That's going to be his second. 61 all as Coates checks in. He's got 4. Landingham checking in. Lockie will check out. Rick Woodpitt with 4. And he is going to be pulled out with Dallin Morgan checking in.
Go get it!
KJ misses on the front end.
Let's go! Let's figure it out! Let's figure it out!
Caraway not giving him any space to breathe. Aycock Bashar, wild shot. Justin Fisher, and Fish does the right thing, settles the offense.
We gotta get it stopped! Switch!
Closing in on 2 minutes. Justin from 3. That's off the mark. And underneath, Jakob. And Jakob draws it against Noah O'Galley. And the Eastern Arizona coaches talked about this is a man's game, and Jakob Lloyd playing like a man and then some today.
Absolutely. Jakob really just making his presence known here on the court tonight and being the powerhouse for the Coyotes.
Jakob at the line. He gets those Eastern Arizona fans that are buzzing. Jakob with 23 and counting. 62, 61. And those Eastern Arizona basketball players on the women's side. And they're going to call that a goaltending call against KJ Dunn. And that's a shame because that ball looked like it was going to go in. But once again, you can't fault the aggressive move. You can't teach your players to play at half speed. 62-61. Players to watch, Caraway. 6 threes. Seamster. 22 points and counting. Mashar misses. Mashar underneath. Lanningham pulls it away.
And what's been really interesting here in this game, Joe, Eastern Arizona hasn't, for all the size they have, really hasn't tried to play a low post game with low post posted up and putting it in.
The Magician, 10 second half points. The lead is 3 for the Coyotes. Buck, 30 left. Rick Woodpitt playing with 4 fouls. Will Coates playing with 4 fouls. Coates on Seamster. Caraway, 3 ball, off the mark. KJ with the rip. Almost taken away by a goalie. Worked over, Justin Fisher. Closing in on 1 minute left. 2 basketball Titans going down the wire at the Coyote Center. Shot in the corner, Will Coates. Release rotation, off the mark. Caraway, Seamster, open floor, slams it home. And a timeout by Eastern Arizona. Seamster throws it down, a 1-point Coyotes lead. And Steve Silsby wanted the technical foul on Seamster for hanging on the rim, doesn't get the call. And the referees are talking about it, but we play on. So that was a no call right there. That was paramount. So there you go. You get a pull up on the rim, and the referees don't call it. And that's why Coach Steve Silsby was livid. But look, bottom line, you play on. 56.1 seconds left. They are up by 1. Trying to hang on for that top seed in Region 1. Everyone in the scoring table right here was livid about the call, and the referees did not call it. But bottom line is the Coyotes control their own destiny here as Steve Silsby corralling his team and trying to work a good offensive play. And Justin Fisher, IIQ, didn't draw the foul. Let Seamster just take the basket. Justin not in foul trouble. He had 1 to give, but needs to say, Coyotes with the ball up by 1. Will Coates playing with 4 fouls. Lee, Rick Woodpitt, the big man, number 34, playing with 4 fouls. Just a fantastic ball game here from the Coyote Center. Coyotes 17-0 at home. They've been tested by Mesa and Scottsdale on home court and came out on top. And once again being pushed by Eastern Arizona. The Magician splitting the lane inside. Jakob blocked, and Jakob will go to the line. They call the foul on Seamster.
And what great ball movement between those players as they cut through the lane. Marlon find that open hole. And right when you think he was going to take it all, the easy dish for the better shot.
Jakob connects on the first. How big is that? He's got 24. The Eastern Arizona female basketball team shouting in the background, trying to get Jakob off his game. And Jakob says, I got game and then some. He's got 25. 66-63. Coyotes up 3. Caraway on the floor. He's got 6 threes in this one. Seamster down the block, seeing a triple team. Kicks in the corner. Shot is up, Morgan. Morgan buries a 3, and we're tied at 66. And what a possession by Eastern Arizona. Seamster under pressure, triple team down the blocks. 3D vision found Morgan in the corner. Morgan knocks it down, and we're not at 26, but the Coyotes can play for the win with the final 26.3 seconds.
Absolutely, and that was exactly what the Coyotes did not want to see, was a three-point shot from the outside, tying up their score, their three-point lead. Coyotes still in a good position, though, as they'll take control of the ball with 26 on the clock and have the opportunity to control the time and either make points on the board or push this game into overtime.
Eastern Arizona, 9 threes in this one. 6 by Amari Caraway.
And it's absolutely clear, as promised, this was going to be the game of the season to watch here at the Coyote Center as these two powerhouse teams in separate divisions, number one in their respective division, go head-to-head. And it's been as promised. Both teams have shown up, and they've made it clear why they're the number one seed in their division. Even when they seem like they're down and out of the battle, they come back even stronger.
Caraway, a 31% three-point shooter, having a game of his life. Morgan, a 37% three-point shooter. On the floor right now, Seamster, Caraway, Agole, Childs, and Rickwood Pitt, Coates, Fisher, Lanningham, Jakob Lloyd, and KJ Dunn. Coyotes will try to work out of the backcourt, and they do just that. Marlin working up the floor. Coyotes, good job by Marlin.
Coach Silsby asked him to slow it down, run the clock as much as they can.
Coyotes will play for the final shot. 8 seconds. Rickwood Pitt, Lanningham spun the defense. And they call the foul, and Marlin will go to the line. And the foul's on Caraway. That's his third.
And that's just a foul that the Eastern Arizona College could not afford. With 4 seconds on the clock, Marlon Landingham, who's a great shooter, heads to the line, put a couple points on the board.
And Marlon misses the first. And Dallin Morgan checking back in. Caraway checking out.
And as if your heart is not pumping out of your chest right now, you are not watching the same game we are.
Marlin. Oh, he misses on both. Morgan, outlet, Childs. Lanningham takes it at the buzzer. Off the rim. And we've got overtime. 66 all. Marlin just a little strong from half court. And we've got bonus basketball from the Coyote Center. You want a thriller? You've got it right here on the Coyote Sports Network. The Coyotes trying to keep alive for the top seed in Region 1. Eastern Arizona, the D1 power. They've locked up the top seed in their region. They are the regular season champions for the first time since 2007. And now we got bonus basketball from the Coyote Center. And Lanningham almost provided an iconic moment in Chandler Gilbert basketball season as that three-point attempt at the buzzer just long.
And everybody up out of their seats, smiles from the Coyote bench as they're excited to play in this overtime. I love the confidence coming away. Coach Silsby with a smile on his face, as I'm sure he feels the confidence playing here in his home court. And just post statistics look, Eastern Arizona have lost every game. Their losses have occurred in overtime plays. So I'm sure overtime is not the outcome Eastern Arizona hoped to have in this game against Chandler Gilbert Community College. You got two teams with high pride as they've been the number one seed in their division, absolutely blowing out teams everywhere they've played. And now they're here facing head-to-head in what has to be one of the best games in the junior college division.
So here we go. So just getting a point total on Rayshawn Seamster. 29 points and counting. Jakob Lloyd, 25. And we got bonus basketball. Coates and Rickwood Pitt will tip this one both with 4 fouls.
Because we talked about it.
They're both in danger. So Eastern Arizona in the road, purple and gold. Purple striping, gold uniforms. They'll get the first attempt at the opening silo in overtime. Caraway has been so dynamic in this one. Seamster has just been electric. Driving, won't go. Coates, great defense, did not draw his 5th. Fisher, taken away by Seamster for a
Great
split
recovery.
second. Jakob, KJ, back to Jakob, and Jakob will play a little bit of the point forward. Swings it over to Justin. Justin. 10 on the shot clock. Justin looking for someone to cut. Will lets it fly from 3. Will. Loose ball on Caraway. The
Good snag.
smallest player on the court came up with it for a split second.
And what great quick hands from Mara Landingham with the swipe to get the ball loose, and then the recovery by KJ Dunn.
And they're calling the foul on Caraway. That's his 4th. So now you got Caraway, one of the best 3-point shooters for Eastern Arizona, in foul trouble, as well as Rickwood Pitt. And Jakob, so clutch at the line last time, hitting both his free throws. He's got 25.
And that's the tough part with overtime. That's when teams start using their fouls to get to the line. And so who knows, when you're in foul trouble, you really start taking your options off the plate.
And the Coyotes bringing some muscle back in. Parker checks in, KJ checking out. And Jakob connects on both. So big. He's got 27, 68, 66.
And Jakob's really just stolen the show here tonight.
Caraway with 4 fouls, swings it over to Noah Goli. Rickwood Pitt, 4 fouls, down to the blocks. Little jump hook. And Seamster, put back. He's got 31. What a game for Rayshawn Seamster, maybe putting his stamp on the Conference Player of the Year award right here against the Coyotes. Parker Larson will try to go backdoor to Justin Fisher, and bad pass as that one gets away. 68 all. These two teams have traded leads throughout this one. Eastern Arizona rallying from a late deficit to tie this one on a 3-pointer by Dallin Morgan. And Morgan again, long range, off the mark. Caraway, the smallest player on the court, rips it down. Great hustle play by the Gila Monster. Noah Agoli swings it over to Seamster. Seamster, those long, lengthy steps. Little pull-up, won't go. Parker pulls it down, rips it away from Caraway. And Caraway just been a spark plug off the bench for Eastern Arizona. Timeout on the floor. Another good one by Steve Silsby. 2:59 left. Foul trouble for Eastern Arizona. Rickwood Pitt and Amari Caraway. On the other side, foul trouble for Chandler Gilbert. Will Coates, he's got 4. And we're seeing two teams that, on both sides, Matt, refusing to give in.
This is a great opportunity for both teams to take a timeout. I believe that call was from the Coyotes to take the timeout. But a great opportunity, as you know, in these overtimes, those timeouts become crucial moments to really make a play and come up with an answer where, you know, they've been playing each other all night. They kind of know what they're getting already. They've been playing each other back and forth. This is where you try to throw something in, surprise them, and get some points on the board.
So what we're seeing from Eastern Arizona, no question, their offense is going through Rayshawn Seamster. He's got 31 and counting. They're getting him the ball at the top of the key. He's penetrating, working the ball, and then, as we saw, sort of like Andre Harris, the great court vision. In regulation, he was triple teamed down the blocks and found Morgan in that corner. And same situation, the offense is going through him.
Okay, here we go.
68 all, 2:59 left. Coyotes with possession. Fisher, Landingham, Lloyd, KJ Dunn, Will Coates on the floor. Caraway, Agoli, Seamster, Morgan, and Rickwood Pitt on the floor for Eastern Arizona. Justin being checked by a goalie. 16 on the shot clock. Justin, Jakob Lloyd, picked up by Morgan. 10 on the shot clock. Justin, taken away by Seamster. Seamster. And they're going to call the foul on Lanningham.
And that's really where Seamster's so good in that lane. Speeding it up, making you think he's going to go hard to the rim, and then that little step to slow it down and draw that contact.
No question, he's got the great speed up and slow down motion in his game. He's got 31. Chance to give Eastern Arizona the lead with 2:38 left in overtime. Misses the first. The Eastern Arizona women's basketball team rooting Seamster on. Packed crowd here. He's got 32. Fisher checked by a goalie. 69, 68. Swung over. Jakob Lloyd to Justin Fisher. Fish. Will Coates. Jakob down in the box against Dallin Morgan. Jakob strong. Won't go. Loose ball. Caraway. And Will Coates was in dangerous territory. Almost came over the top and picked up his fifth.
A great catch for himself, pulling himself away before the call was made.
And Caraway, when this one's all said and done, he's checked a lot of boxes for Eastern Arizona today. And you can't say enough. Yeah, he's knocked down 6 threes, but his hustle has been phenomenal.
And you
That
can't
pass by Caraway. Justin.
and
one. Justin Fisher driving with a purpose.
And you just can't underestimate Justin Fisher.
And Caraway has fouled out of the game.
Well, it's on defense, jumping up with that insane hops he has, grabbing the ball down, and then taking it coast to coast for the layup.
Fish. And that was kind of a 50-50 call right there, but Justin is so good at just knowing the game and never forcing it. Justin has tremendous poise. 70-69, $1:44 left. Steve Silsby looking at Jakob Lloyd setting up his defense. And Justin connects on the three-point play.
And that'll be big for the Coyotes here.
71-69. The goalie swings out to Dallin Morgan. The offense once again going through Rayshawn Seamster. He's got 32. Seamster. Morgan from long range. That's off the mark. Pulled down by Marlin. And the Coyotes will have no problem slowing this one down. $1:20 left in overtime.
And they've got to make sure to not rush this one. Run it as long as they can.
Justin Fisher pull up. That's off the mark. The goalie rips it. Seamster on that high end of the arc. Rayshawn Seamster. The foul on Jakob Lloyd. Just so dynamic. 34 points. Ties it at 71. And Rayshawn Seamster.
And these teams unwilling to budge as they tie it up.
71 all.
Looks like
Seamster. And Will Coates getting checked for a little possible blood, maybe a little leakage from his nose or maybe a
mouth, yeah.
slight cut in the leg, and they got him all taken care of.
Maybe a little bump to the face. Looks like he's all cleaned up and good to play.
Aycock Machar back in the game, as well as Jamari Childs. Seamster with a chance to give Eastern Arizona the lead. He connects. He's got 35. 72-71. KJ Dunn. Justin Fisher. And there's a minute left. Marlon Lanningham. High screen from Jakob. Lets it fly from 3. Marlin connects.
my.
Marlin long range dagger.
With a hand in
Coyotes
the face.
back up 2. Marlin fearless.
Absolutely answers the call with full defense.
A goalie driving.
And
The goalie
it's
can't connect. And that's going to be a foul against Rick Woodpit, and he is out of the game. And Marlon Landingham coming up with a big rebound. Marlon the Magician connects on the 3 and comes up clean the glass on the other side.
And that's a tough spot, a tough foul, taking one of their big men out of the game for the Gila Monsters.
Now we've seen this in regulation. Marlon with a chance to ice it at the line. Got to be able to connect on.
Almost as if he wanted a redemption round.
And he's got it here.
And he'll take it.
He's got 14. All in the second half. 4 in overtime. This one, a big one right here. We give the Coyotes a 4-point lead. Marlin connects.
And it's good.
They are up 4. 32.5 seconds left. Seamster. As Seamster lost the handle. Childs outside, won't go. Jakob pulls it down. And Dallin Morgan with the foul. And Jakob will go to the line. And the Coyotes rising in overtime. A 4-point lead, 22 seconds left.
And you can see the fear on the faces of Eastern Arizona.
And
as they're
Jakob,
put in
the
trouble.
wonder from down under, will shoot a pair. Connects on the first. Jakob with 28. Wherever Mama is, she's so proud of her son today. Doesn't get the roll. 77-72.
And Gila Monsters will have to hustle.
Bashar. And we got a timeout on the floor. 77-74. Eastern calls a timeout. So right now, Matt, it's all about the Coyotes. You got to figure Eastern Arizona is going to foul immediately. Coyotes have got to be able to connect at the free throw line. And almost perfect timing as Lockie McCain checks at the scoring table.
Coyotes are in a great position right here, right now, to really take control of the game. They've done a great job. They've already got the lead. But letting that last point slip there at the end, get that couple 2 points for Eastern Arizona, puts them in a tricky spot. They've got to make sure to nail those points, like you said, at the free throw line and really lock them out.
What a game on both sides. Rayshawn Seamster, 35 points. Look, bottom line, he might have sealed Conference Player of the Year in this game today.
Absolutely.
Amari Caraway, 6 threes for Eastern Arizona. On the other side, Jakob Lloyd rising to the occasion. Season high, 28 points. Marlon Landingham, 14 points, all in the second half. Big 3 with the shot clock winding down to give the Coyotes lead, and connecting with a couple free throws and then pulling in a big rebound. And now, after the Aycock Bashar fast break bucket to pull Eastern Arizona within 3, 16.3 seconds left. Got to think immediately, quick foul by Eastern Arizona. Here we go. Lockie on the inbounds. And a great timeout by Coach Steve Silsby.
And what a great run of the clock. Letting Marlin hold on to it long enough before the foul can be called and then call a timeout. And if we had instant replay, which we don't, but I wish we did, we'd be going back to Marlon Landingham's absolute dynamite shot from the three-point line with tremendous defense in his face. I think it was Seamster on him in that moment, hand in the face. Seamster with the clear height advantage, and Marlon doing what Marlon does best, putting on the show and giving us the points.
And the Coyotes know what's at stake. They're tied with Pima for the top seed in Region 1. They own the tiebreaker over the Aztecs, beating Pima twice in the regular season, winning 2 of 3 matchups. They're both tied with the same conference record, 17-3. Eastern Arizona has already captured the regular season title, their first since 2007. For Eastern Arizona, it's all about their playoff momentum going into having home court. And, of course, all about pride Last thing they want to do is leave the East Valley and say they lost to a Division II team. This is for bragging rights and big stakes for Chandler Gilbert to lock up potentially that Region 1 top seed. Knocked off Acock Mashar, and that was a gutsy, dangerous pass by Locken McCain. Try to work it into traffic, and Steve Silsby livid with this team right now. 12.9 seconds left, and they've got to be better than that right there.
Absolutely. And
They've
that's
got to
a
get
tough,
some people cutting and moving toward the basketball.
that's a tough spot to be in for the Coyotes. They've got big guys on Eastern Arizona, and on the home turf baseline, it's a dangerous spot.
So Sills will regroup his team. And Eastern Arizona on the other side. No Caraway, he's fouled out. No Lee, Rickwood Pitt, he's fouled out. But they still have plenty of firepower in number 2, Rayshawn Seamster, and Dallin Morgan, who's been so good from the outside.
The good thing is, the Coyotes with the 3-point lead. At the very least, if any points go in, they need to lock it down here to secure their spot. But they're automatically, if a point goes in, have the opportunity to put points on the board.
The baseball team knocked off Glendale today in a slugfest, 12-9. The softball team lost a pair to Eastern Arizona, 19-6 and 12-3. And right now, Chandler Gilbert, the men's team, trying to walk off victorious and stay perfect on home court to end the regular season. So it's Eastern Arizona who got possession. Acock Mashar. Mashar off the glass. 6.5 seconds left. Coates off the inbounds. Lanningham will go to the line. So in that previous possession, Lanningham, I'm almost certain, I thought it split off Mashar and another defender for Eastern Arizona. Instead, they said it knocked off a Coyote. They got the possession, so now they're within one. These free throws are paramount. Lanningham misses on the first. Coyotes up 77-76. Expect Eastern to call a timeout right after this.
And this is
Big
a shot.
free throw. Seamster up the floor. 2.3 seconds left. And Marlin looks at himself and says, look, that's on me.
Yeah, those are some shots that Coyotes really needed, those free throw points, to really give them that edge with 2.3 seconds on the clock.
So now, let's think about defense right here. You got to figure it's going to be a situation where they're going to try to get Seamster the ball down in the post immediately. So if you're Sills, you're going to think of a potential double team, and then that could free up Dallin Morgan on the perimeter for a potential three. But all they need is a two, and they win this game.
Absolutely. If I'm the Coyotes, I'm playing just solid defense on all ends. You can't risk the three-point shot, and you definitely don't want to leave Seamster open just to take it to the lane. So run the clock, hold them off for 2.3 seconds.
The big thing is try to get Seamster out of the post. You know, that's where he's going to line up. 2 point. He wants to be within 10 feet of that basket and get a quick look. The good thing for Coyotes, Caraway is not in the ball game. Basically, it's been Seamster, Caraway, Dallin Morgan with 6, Rick Woodpit, who's out of the ball game. This is a situation where other players can rise to the occasion. 2.3 seconds left. Childs will inbounds. Dallin Morgan, Noah goalie. Acock Mashar in. KJ Dunn on Childs.
Looking for an opening.
Malligan for the win. And it's in! Dallin Morgan at the buzzer! And Eastern Arizona knocks off the Coyotes 79-77. Dallin Morgan at the buzzer cans the three. And Eastern Arizona, the regular season champions, come on the road and knock off Chandler Gilbert 79-77.
An absolute turn of events. And that's why they say you can't count the game out till the very last moment.
And these two teams that played so hard shake hands and do it the right way with sportsmanship and end with a good display of camaraderie on both sides. Exchanging some hugs along the way, and Eastern Arizona, what an incredible effort. Rayshawn Seamster, we talked about it. Now, we talked about again left open, good look from the perimeter, and knocked it down.
And we said early on, keep your eye on Dallin Morgan, the redshirt freshman who worked his way up to play on the team and start this game. Played a pivotal role there at the end, knocking down the three-point shot. And what a heart-wrenching turn of events for the Coyotes team who played so hard, so well. But on the positive side, going into the playoff games, this will probably be the most intense and hard team they'll play all season. So now they head into playoffs, and a couple games coming then.
So as we're looking, Pima was matched up against South Mountain, and there's no score from that one, according to the Pima website. So